How's it going, guys? I wanted to talk about how Black Ops 3 Zombies is bringing back Black Ops 1 concepts and answering questions about it, and how I'd like to see that be done with the Americans and 5. Now, Horizon Drac has really kind of expanded on Moon stuff. Zetsu no Shima, that's more about Division 9, which was never mentioned, but it gives us an idea about how Group 935 partnered with some people, but it also talks about Shangri-La and one of the ciphers, and Gersh, of course. Now, the next map, it's meant to be in Stalingrad, and it's meant to feature the Ascension group from Ascension. So, they're doing a great job of, answering some questions that we haven't had answers to for a long time. So I would like to see this done for 5. There are many questions about that map that need to be answered. Before I get on those though, a lot of people think 5 isn't, part of the main story. And I guess you could say, in the grand scheme of things, it isn't. But like Zetsu no Shima, it gave us background about 935, or specifically what happened after, Doris. Now, in the WMD intel from the Black Ops 1 campaign, it says that there was a standoff in Doris between the Russians and Americans. Now, this is shown in 5 because, we see a part of a teleporter base from Doris in there. We see wonder weapons and generally a lot of stuff from there. And so we can conclude pretty much that I don't know if there's an American group similar to 935 or Division 9 or the Ascension group or whatever, but the scientists and the Americans obviously took apart the teleporter, and it resulted in those random teleporters we see in 5, how you can just walk into them and they teleport you anywhere. So, they were trying to do their own versions of it. Similar case with the Winter's Howl. You see bits of the wonder weapons there. So you can think like, oh, okay, they're trying to build their own wonder weapon and they probably based it off the ray gun. They wanted to build their own version of it. So yeah, there is a bit more story to it than people generally think. But as I said, there are some unanswered stuff that I would love to see. Specifically, the Pentagon Thief. What is he? Is he a zombie? Is he human? He doesn't physically attack us like a zombie. We don't ever see his eyes, so we can't tell if he is infected or not. If it's a special case like George Romero where he's a zombie but he's not a zombie. Who was he before it? Why does he take our guns? Is there a specific story reason for that, or is that only a gameplay reason? Are there multiple versions of him? Or is it kind of like the current theme in zombies with like cycles and stuff? Is he killed but then he keeps coming back to life and through the teleporter, or is it like just a past version of himself, kind of, I'll always come through the teleporter at this specific time, that kind of shit? He's one of the biggest mysteries of the game. But that's not the only thing I want to know about. I want to know about the Richthofen portrait in the war room. Why is that there? Like, it kind of suggests that they worship him, but there's nothing to actually suggest that apart from the portrait. So why is it there? I know they reuse a lot of assets and stuff, specifically 5, that's pretty much 2 campaign levels mashed together. But they could have just put the silhouette picture from Kino in there instead of Richthofen's picture. And then, of course, what happened to these guys? If there was a zombie outbreak at the Pentagon, I think it would have been widely known and reported on. I think we would have seen reported on like Call of the Dead at the very least. Altogether, I would just like some answers for 5, just like, they've been doing for the other maps. It would just be a nice way to answer some of the questions we've had for years. There's really no reason they couldn't or shouldn't, with the Cypher. They did that in Zetsu no Shima with Gary and Brock and Shangri-La. Anyway, guys, do you have any urgent questions you want answered about zombies? What would you like them to talk about? I will catch you guys later. Cheers.